Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Let's Talk Sport. We are live on air on YouTube, and this is for the Rotterdam Derby between Sparta Rotterdam and Feyenoord on the opening weekend of the Eredivisie. The Dutch football is back, and what a way to start our season coverage than with the Sparta Rotterdam versus Feyenoord match. And we can't wait for this. It's taken place at Sparta Stadium today. Sorry, the noise is a bit loud. Hang on a moment. Let me just... Oh, there we go. Let me just decrease the volume a little bit. There we go. So welcome. Game is about to get underway. They've just had the usual handshakes. They're all out on the pitch. And do reach out to us on the live chat page. Keep me entertained throughout the game. Let's have fun over these next couple of hours. And the referee today is Xander van der Eyck, who will be leading the charge. Of course, a big occasion to start off the season. A rivalry that has only seen Sparta Rotterdam win 5 times, while Feyenoord have won 23 times. And here we go then. It's Sparta Rotterdam that get the first half underway. They're going to be attacking from left to right, and they're playing in their red and white stripes because they're at home today in black shorts. Feyenoord having to swap their home colours for their away ones with the sky blue away shirt, being led by, of course, ex-Liverpool coach Giovanni van Bronckhorst. And we've already got a throw-in taking place on the far side, deep in the Feyenoord half. But do reach out on the live chat page. We'd love to hear from you. I'm just trying to get my chat page up. No, that's not happening. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Huge game, the Sparta Rotterdam Feyenoord game. Of course, Feyenoord hoping to improve their chances this season in the bid for the title against either the likes of PSV or maybe Ajax, despite... Oh, and already a free header for Feyenoord, and somehow that went incredibly wide for Ueda. And Ueda will be hoping he does a lot better than that when chances like that serve up to him on a plate. Tremendous cross that was. I think that was from Musa. And then Ueda actually at the end was unmarked. And really, he should have scored. That should have been 1-0 straight away within a minute and a half. And goal kick it'll be for Sparta Rotterdam. I've just had a cup of tea delivered to me. Oh yes. So I need to keep hydrated during these streams. But I don't know if you joined us the other night. We covered the Schalborn Ajax game, which was the other way around. Is at the Amsterdam Arena. Ajax winning that one 3-1 in the first leg of the Conference League qualifiers. That's the third qualifying round, which, if I'm rightly correct, that is, of course, the last round before they play in the league phase, I think. I've just realised I left the footballs next to play there. No one has scored yet, so I've just got rid of them. Should have got rid of them before the stream started. But if you haven't yet, do vote on our poll. Let us know who you think is going to win. I'm trying to get the poll up. It's not working at the moment. Looks like at the moment 8% are going towards Feyenoord. Sparta Rotterdam at 20%. And oh, if you want to quickly check, folks, here's what the lineups look like. Here's how they're formed. It looks like it's a 4-2-3-1 formation for Rotterdam. including Martin Zindi in defence, which I'm not going to lie, I had no idea Martin Zindi was still playing football. One of the main defenders under Louis van Gaal at the 2014 World Cup, when they just missed out on reaching a second World Cup final in a row after they lost to Argentina on penalties, which would be a World Cup eventually won by Germany in extra time, thanks to Mario Götze, who Mario Götze was, of course, playing in the Eredivisie. I don't know if he still is, but here's the Feyenoord lineup as well, the 4-2-3-1 formation. Here come Feyenoord again. It's Ueda who might try and go alone here, and he does, and he scores. Oh, it's offside. It's offside. And Feyenoord thought they got their first goal of the season, but it was offside. There is VAR in the Eredivisie, so I'm sure the VAR team have got their first task of the day. Oh, he is just by a little tic-tac. Good pass, though. And a good finish. Took on his man, sent him the wrong way, and then sliced it home with a left boot. Past the goalkeeper. I think the match is still paused here because referee's just checking with the VAR, and he signals it is offside. Still goalless after 5 minutes. And this is the bench. Actually, I was just going to check about Bruno Martins Indy. He's only 34. I must admit, I actually thought he was older than that. He turned 34 in February earlier this year. Of course, I actually forgot he was born in Portugal as well. But no, he's been with Sparta Rotterdam since last year. I hadn't realised he was at Stoke City till 2021. I remember watching him now and again in a Stoke shirt. Here comes Sparta Rotterdam now, inside the Feyenoord box. Oh, it's hit the post. And their first glimpse towards the Feyenoord goal hits the post. I don't think the goalkeeper got his hand to it, so I think it'll be a goal kick. And that was Casper Terho who went for it. Actually, he completely missed kicks it at the end. He could have done a lot better with that and at least got it on target, but luckily for the Feyenoord goalkeeper, Philip Bednarek, he'll be delighted that that did not go towards him whatsoever. So, still goalless, but already we've had a disallowed goal for Feyenoord, and we've also had Sparta Rotterdam hitting the post. Already a cracking start in the Rotterdam Derby, which I was checking some facts last night about the Rotterdam Derby, and one interesting fact includes a dead seagull, which for any of you animal lovers out there, I'm also an animal lover. I'm really sad to read about this, but in all fairness, I think it ends quite well. Maybe I will find the story and then I'll share the picture anyway. It's not a picture of a dead seagull, I can at least tell you that. So I'll just get up on the internet. So yeah, it was, they call it the Dead Derby Seagull because it happened in 1970, and the Feyenoord goalkeeper basically, oh god, all these adverts, go away. So there is the, oh my god, whatever. Anyway, that's apparently the seagull. But yes, what happened was a goal kick was taken, and the ball must have been so high that it hit a seagull. The seagull just instantly died in the air, and then I think it was, well, it's from the Feyenoord goalkeeper, and then a fan picked it up afterwards and went up to the Feyenoord goalkeeper and asked, would you or your wife like this? And they were like, I don't want a dead seagull. So they decided to, I guess, is it stuff it or whatever you call it. And now it is on display in one of the museums in Rotterdam. I think it's in the Feyenoord Football Museum, because I think Feyenoord claim, even though it happened at Sparta Rotterdam's ground, they claim it's theirs because Feyenoord's goalkeeper killed it. So there's a random fact for you. It happened in 1970. I think the game ended in a draw, if you really want to know that. But yes, there is a dead seagull that is part of their rivalry back in 1970. I don't really think there's any pictures of it on display either. Like, that's the only picture I've been able to find. Yeah, literally can't find it anywhere. But I think even BBC World Service has got some sort of like 10-minute audio about it as well. Here it says in the caption, in 1970, Dutch goalkeeper Eddie Tretschel's goal kick meant for a striker instead hit and killed a seagull. Eddie tells Jonny Jansen about the moment in football folklore. So funny. Oh, there's even a Bayern Munich's redemption. I must admit, I'll have to listen to some of these audios, some quick audio, Spawn Witness or something like that from a while ago. Must be some archives maybe. Not so sure about that, but oh well. And as I talk about a dead seagull, don't worry, you haven't missed anything yet. No goals scored, despite Feyenoord having a goal disallowed because it was offside, followed by Sparta Rotterdam in response hitting the post. And here come Feyenoord as they are just outside the Feyenoord box. That's a good run. He might just go alone, or it takes a deflection, yet referee points for a corner kick, and that was a good attempt there by Ezekiel. Takes one man on, then was having to deal with two Rotterdam players in front of him as he tried to go for goal. His shot took a deflection, wasn't the best of kicks, but I think if he wasn't going to get a goal, the next best thing was a corner. So I think this is their first corner of the game. It's an interesting one. It comes a bit wider out of the box, and another shot there is blocked, and it's deflected out for a corner. And it was Van Hoots there who was unmarked as the ball came out wide to him. He volleyed it first time. Wasn't much power behind that, not much pace either. Only for it to be deflected out. So another corner, this time on the near side. It's a nice, lovely day in Rotterdam. The sun is shining. It's fair to say the Netherlands are probably getting a share of this heat wave that's coming up in the next few days over here in the UK. Of course, we'll have to check out what else has happened in the Eredivisie on the opening weekend. Let's take a look. So it all started on a Friday night as Excelsior comfortably won 4-0 away from home against Cambuur. We'll go through those scores in a moment because Sparta Rotterdam are inside the Feyenoord box and they win a corner. NEC lost at home to Telstar yesterday, 2-1. Go Ahead Eagles 4-1 over William II. And last night it was a late drama equaliser for Fortuna Sittard as they got a 2-2 draw away at PSV Eindhoven. And then the last game, a late kickoff yesterday, AZ Alkmaar winning at home against Den Haag 2-0. And then there are, of course, more games. There's quite a lot of games happening in the Eredivisie today. This derby starting off the day. But let's just quickly find out what's happening with this corner kick. Sparta Rotterdam, it's their first one of the game. And it comes in from the far side. Did that come off a blue shirt? I thought it did, but referee has said that it's Rotterdam that won't get the corner. It'll be a Feyenoord goal kick. But no, there's a double bill of games happening at the same time today at 1:30 UK time, that is. Let me just for you. Whoops, wrong screen. And that is FC Groningen hosting Utrecht. Utrecht just missing out on a European spot at the end of last season when they lost in that playoff that we covered between them and Ajax. which they lost on penalties. They pushed them all the way. I think it was Sebastian Haller that scored in the game, if I can remember rightly, for them. Oh, here come, oh, low ball cross, only for it to be booted away. That was Feyenoord on the attack there. Now the ball's on the halfway line, intercepted for Rotterdam in possession. Applauds all around for the interception and getting the ball back for the hosts. But yeah, at the same time as Groningen and Utrecht, it is PSC Zwolle hosting Ajax. Ajax playing away on their opening weekend after signing at least Julian Brandt and a few others this summer. They'll be hoping that they can certainly go for a title charge after what to many fans last season was a disappointment, because they should always be at least challenging for that trophy. And then there'll be Heerenveen versus FC Twente to end the weekend at 4:45 today. That'll be at what, 4:45 in the Netherlands, and then it's back again all next weekend. Feyenoord have a player down, but they're still on the attack here. Martins Indy with the interception. And they've given a foul against Feyenoord. It's Ueda that has been caught there by the referee. Andrew Pollard has reached out to us. Hello, Andrew. Probably my biggest fan when it comes to Dutch football. Oh, we'll read his message in a moment. Meanwhile, the visitors are yet again inside the Sparta Rotterdam box. It's a cross and a volley. Oh, scissor kick fails terribly. Oh, it nearly crept in. Goalkeeper had to climb his crossbar there just to be absolutely sure he watched that ball go out of play. Goal kick for Rotterdam. But yes, that was a scary moment for the goalkeeper, because that would have been embarrassing for him if that somehow hit the net. That was Diarra with the attempted scissor kick. I think he needs to go back to the training ground for that one and practice. Maybe watch a bit more Paulo Di Canio clips. I say clips, just that one goal he scored for West Ham all those years ago. Oh, what a goal. It's probably, is it the best Premier League goal of all time? Because no one's ever really repeated a goal like that. Bicycle kicks are one thing, don't get me wrong. A bicycle kick goal is beautiful to see, like Garnacho's or Rooney's, for example. But oh, hang on, my camera's a bit blurry. Let me see if that will change. Oh. It's changed a little bit, hopefully. Yep, there we go. But I always think, if you haven't seen a goal like Di Canio's ever since, in the Premier League at least, I think that to me says it's very special. Andrew Pollard says, Bruno Martins Indy probably still being linked with Man United to this day. Oh, very much so. We probably need another defender. Much like Wesley. Wesley Sneijder. Or do you mean my mum and dad's future dog, Wesley? Yes, we've got a dog coming called Wesley. I think I mentioned this in the Ajax Schalborn game the other night, but if you didn't hear it, we've got a dog coming all the way from Bulgaria. And they know I'm going to call it Wesley Sneijder. It is a him as well. So I'll be calling him Wesley Sneijder. And I will look for a kid's, might still be too big for him, a kid's Sneijder shirt that he can wear. Especially when the Netherlands are playing, or if I can find him a Inter Milan one maybe. You know, he might be an Inter fan, Wesley. I mean, he's Bulgarian, if anything, that dog. So maybe he's a fan of Sofia or a Berbatov shirt, but he wasn't around when Berbatov played. Back with this game, it's still goalless, but Feyenoord certainly trying to open the scoring. They're trying to, they just haven't found the net yet. We've already had them have a disallowed goal. One play to mention on the bench for Feyenoord. You can see the bench and the lineups on the screen. Oh, here's Ueda. Oh, it's blocked. Completely on his own there. He went for it, but Even while wearing his bandaged hand, he could not get it past the defenders. He went for a shot. I don't blame him. The ball was perfectly landing on his feet, and a couple of the defenders decided to get their body in the way. It worked out for them to keep it out of their goal and out for a corner. Third corner of the game, I think, for Feyenoord. And it curls in, only for it to be headed away. Oh, now a volleyed effort. Oh, dear. Half volley, really. Goes way past the goal there. But Feyenoord not shy of having a go here as Giovanni van Bronckhorst is watching on from the dugout. The new Feyenoord manager for this season, wearing his black t-shirt, crew neck t-shirt, black chinos. I couldn't wear black in the sun. I say that, I'm wearing a black Scarface t-shirt right now, but I'll never forget going on a delivery run for my brother. He used to run like a magazine where you'd put adverts in and he'd put maybe a few articles in. He did it for a couple of years at least. He called it the U Directory. It was only a local village one, but we delivered towards Malpas, where I'm from, and around certain parts of Cheshire at least, like Farndon, Holt, Tilston, Tattenhall as well, if I can. Maybe was it Tattenhall? I can't remember. No, I don't think we did Tattenhall. But it would... oh, hang on. Sorry, as always, I waffle on and forget that there's a football match happening. Here comes a cross. Oh, it was across the face of goal. And Rotterdam just needed a man in red and white to just get behind that delivery. Heart in mouth moment for Feyenoord fans, but they live to see another day here. Oh, there was two players there in the 6-yard box for Sparta Rotterdam, but they just didn't get there in time. Wonderful cross. Past the goalkeeper. And once it goes past the goalkeeper, no one has a clue where it's going to go next. So, 20 minutes gone. Still goalless, but it's been a tremendous game already. We've had, you know, if you're not going to get goals in a match, you just want to see both teams going for it, and they really are here. And Rotterdam have got a free kick on that far side. I think that was Reed, who's been told off by the referee there for the foul. But anyway, I would go on a delivery run, and I remember one time I'd wear a black Batman t-shirt, and while carrying a shoulder bag with me with magazines in, I'll never forget this one guy coming up to me saying, "Why are you wearing black in this weather?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was very young then. He was basically saying, you know, that just makes it worse for you. Oh, and a header just go wide. Good free kick delivery from the left wing there. Trying to figure out who that was with the header. Just wide past the near post. And that could have, I think that was Forresson. Yeah, it was, I'm sure it was Forresson, the Icelandic striker. Normally plays as a winger, but he's playing centre forward today. He, well, it's funny, he actually joined Rotterdam last year, but he had a loan spell at Telstar, which only lasted 7 games, and that was a curler just over the crossbar. This time it was Diarra of the visiting team. And, well, this is interesting. And there's a bit of booze as well. And have the Eredivisie joined the FIFA World Cup idea of a hydration break? We're 22 minutes in, and they've gone for a drinks break. Now, let me check what the degrees is, or the, well, temperature, sorry, in Rotterdam right now, because unless it's a really hot day, no wonder there's some booze. I had no idea this would be happening. I don't know if this has been happening in the Eredivisie all weekend. I'm not sure. It is 28 degrees. Well, it feels like 28 degrees. And it'll go up to 29, but that'll be beyond the match. Actually, no. Yeah, no, just beyond the match finishing. So, I guess the temperatures, they make sense. Very hot week in the Netherlands. Today it's 30 degrees highest. Tomorrow will go down to 24, same for Tuesday. But then it goes back up again, like the stock exchange. 29 degrees on Wednesday. Then it goes up to 33 for Thursday and Friday. So it's a hot week coming up in the Netherlands, and they say that there could be a heat wave coming up here in the UK this week. It's been quite the summer. Yep, 31 on Wednesday and Thursday here. 27 on Tuesday. Luckily, I'm not working on a stadium visit this week. That's not till Monday, which apparently is 21 degrees next week, not tomorrow. So I'll take that. So, hydration break taking place. Maybe we can just quickly find out the stats of this game so far, if I can get them up. No, that's not what I clicked. So, as you can see, a lot of attempts already. 2 shots for Rotterdam. They haven't found any on target. 2 on target for Feyenoord. 8 in total. And Feyenoord with more corners. We've had no bookings yet. Both teams being caught offside. And if it really matters, the live table would say that Excelsior, despite what this result might be at the moment, it'll be them staying top with the likes of Go Ahead Eagles, Alkmaar and Telstar. While terrible weekends for Willem II, Cambuur and Den Haag, at least. Back with the game, they have resumed. Be sure to reach out to us on the live chat page, like Andrew Pollard has. It's always good to have people reach out. We'd love to hear from you. I was just going to check, actually, just as I say that, here come Van Bronckhorst's team. Oh dear, it's a long pass at the end. Goes out for a goal kick. Has to pass better than that, Mr. Valente. I actually always remember Van Bronckhorst. He only had 1 season at Rangers. Felt like he had 2 or 3. But he has been Feyenoord manager before. He was there for 4 years between, I think it was 2015 and 2019. Offside against Sparta Rotterdam. But yeah, here he is back for a second spell, of course. Last season he decided to take a step back. He joined Arne Slot as a coach for Liverpool, and we all know how that ended, with Slot getting the sack. Or did he leave? I can't remember. And that obviously meant Van Bronckhorst was no longer needed. But Feyenoord, of course, last season needing, well, they finished second last season, so, and let's not forget who the coach was last season as well. It was Robin van Persie, which, for any of you Feyenoord fans, were you gutted about Robin van Persie going? He left his son behind. You can see him, he's on the bench today for Feyenoord. Will we see him later on? Or across there? And Sparta Rotterdam deal with it well at the end by closing out the captain of Luciano Valente. It was a volleyed cross in, actually, from Marmol. But yes, oh, that's a good cross. No, it's headed out for a corner. Calls for a foul against Feyenoord in the box. I think it was Nick Verschuren who says that he was fouled. He's still on the ground. It looks like he might have been, he received it from his back there, up in the air against Ueda. Ueda, to be honest, wasn't really that close to him. He had his hand towards his back, but I don't think there was much contact there. It was actually Robin van Persie's birthday the other day, turning 43. Oh, and a corner comes in and it went past everyone there. If it curled a bit more, that might have gone in from the corner flag. But yeah, he was Feyenoord manager last season, only had that one season. I'd love to know what happened there. I never really looked into why he got sacked. They say it was down to poor performances, yet they finished second. Apparently a tense playing environment. But no, he hasn't got a contract anywhere else at the moment, so he is available. Maybe he'll keep an eye on the clubs here at the Eredivisie. If certain teams don't perform well, he might go in and have an interest, or maybe he'll go outside of Holland and try and go somewhere else. What a player he was, though, for Man United and Arsenal. Oh, and they're through on goal here. Oh, and too much air behind it, but despite all that, it's disallowed. Well, it would have been disallowed anyway. It was offside. What a run that was from Martez, the right back, picking it up from the halfway line as well. He was on the right-hand side. At first, his first touch ended up with the ball hitting his opponent. The ball then came back in his direction, goes past one and then tries to curl it into the top left corner. But instead, it was just too high. And I must admit, the shooting may need a bit more practice for Meyer and his men, because they've certainly not been great at having a go at goal anyway. We got Joe Crosland on the live chat page. Hello, Joe. How are you, my friend? He called me my king. No, you're my king, Mr. Joe Crosland. Joe Crosland loves his history. He'll probably name you every king that's ever lived. Ball comes across the field down to the far side. It's end-to-end stuff here, half an hour in, and this is how a derby should be. We'll have to look at the rivalry in terms of not just a seagull. I think if any of you missed it earlier, yes, even a dead seagull is involved in this rivalry. That sadly died from a goal kick back in 1970, and apparently that bird is on display still to this day in one of the club museums. I love stories like that. Andrew Pollard saying King Eric. Now that was a player. That's a good driven ball across if he can. No, it's too far. And that's a goal kick for Feyenoord. Interesting enough, though, Sparta Rotterdam were the first club formed out of the two in Rotterdam. But Rotterdam was seen as like the upper class club back in those days. I don't know if they are still seen like that, I don't know. But this is what I was reading yesterday. But Feyenoord started about 20 years later in the 20th century. Sparta Rotterdam started in the 19th century, so quite a gap between the two clubs in terms of who started out. But what was interesting was that Feyenoord was seen as more of a working class club, and I think if anything it related to the locals a lot more, and there's a shot on target for the team that was started a lot later than Sparta Rotterdam. They've actually been voted, Feyenoord's Academy's been voted as the best developmental system in the Netherlands. And it's been known for, well, apparently it won the Rinus Michels Award for Best Youth Academy 5 years in a row since 2009. No other academy produced more players for the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, where 11 former Feyenoord Academy players were active. It was in 2010 that Feyenoord Academy won the Rinus Michels Award for the first time. Ajax and Sparta Rotterdam were the other nominees. Feyenoord won the award for its innovation within the academy, the overall success of its team in the national youth leagues, and the high number of players in the national youth team. So that's something I didn't know. And they are ran by the academy director, Rinnie Koelen. Rinnie Koelen was, he was a player. He played at Go Ahead Eagles for a few years in the 80s. But his main spell was with Heracles. Oh, that should go in. Oh, it's gone over the bar. Ueda again. Right in front of goal in the 6-yard box. It was tough for him. He was receiving a bounced header towards him, and he tried to like half scissor kick it right in front of goal. And that goes over the crossbar at the end. But no, he's been part of Feyenoord's academy for... Actually, he's not there anymore. He's with NEC since last year. But he started with the Feyenoord under-21 6 years ago, and then did 4 years with the academy straight afterwards. So clearly, ooh, across there, Sparta Rotterdam deal with it. I think that was Martin Zindi who was able to boot it away and change the direction of the ball. Joe Crosland saying, hope you're well, mate. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are too. It's a lovely day. Early Sunday morning. I say late. I say early. Oh, it's a goal! Feyenoord have scored. They've broken the scoring. And it is their captain, Luciano Valente, who starts the ball rolling for this season. And I'm sure that'll be not denied. I'm sure he was on. Well, he was definitely onside. It started from a throw-in on the far side, and then it was a throw-in to Ueda, and then a good pass to Valente. He was unmarked. He picked up the pass, tapped it with his left foot, 2 touches with the ball, the second one with a strike at goal, past the goalkeeper, rolling into the back of the net. Oh, it nutmegged the defender on the way as well. Feyenoord lead by a goal to 0, 35 minutes in. And I think Sakil will get the assist for that. Let's put that ball next to him on the lineup. There we go. Valente with the goal. Of course, for a derby like this, we've had no bookings yet. Normally you figure it'll be a bit more feisty. But Feyenoord, as we checked before the game kicked off, they're head-to-head. Apparently, Sparta Rotterdam have only won 5 times. I think Feyenoord was 23 times. At the moment, they're going to get their 24th win. I'll have to check the stats because that was going only all the way back to 2000, so it might be that the head-to-head hasn't got all the data on certain websites, so I might be wrong on that, ladies and gentlemen. You'd like to think that they've played a lot more before 2000 anyway. Oh, here we go again. Sakil now again, he'd got an assist. Would he get another one here? Now it's on the right-hand side, and looking for a blue shirt in the box. There's 3 of them waiting. It's out wide on the right-hand side. And the cross going straight to the hands of Bednarek. Of course, Sparta Rotterdam have had moments in this game as well, but they've not had a shot on target yet. Just checking the last time they won the Eredivisie. So Feyenoord won the Eredivisie in 2023. But they are one of those clubs, Feyenoord. They're like, I guess in the Scottish Premiership, they're a bit like Hearts at the moment. The 3rd team. Like when we were saying it earlier this week on the stream about Mo Salah going to Turkey, Trabzonspor is actually probably seen as the 4th biggest club. So a bit of an outsider. They don't win the league very often, but they're there if the opportunity comes. And we've just had our first yellow card of the game. Sparta Rotterdam receiving it. And I think that was Casper Terho with the foul. Tried to pull the shirt off his opponent, and I think that was... No, it was Marmo. I was going to say I was getting my numbers mixed up there. Let's change him to yellow. Joe Quaz is saying, yes, the only king I recognise. Oh, you're making my Reds cheek. My cheek go Reds. What am I saying? Oh, dear. I need to go back to bed. The European Cup, though, Feyenoord won in 1970. Who did they beat? It was against Celtic. Didn't know that. It was played at the San Siro. Back when it was 33 teams competing. The top scorer was Mick Jones of Leeds United, as my dad would say. But well, he'd say the team back in the 70s were known as Dirty Leeds. It's mad how big Leeds United used to be, really. Still a big club, but in terms of the success, nothing like it used to be. But I'd love to know what you lot think at home. Why are clubs always going through phases? Is it just the way they're ran? I mean, it's again, there's the attraction as well. If you're not a team winning trophies, you're not going to get the best players. Still, oh, it just went past the left post. Feyenoord nearly doubled the lead there. And that could have probably put the game to bed before we even reached the halfway mark. That was Diarra going for it there. And if he had found the on-target, goalkeeper would never have saved it. He stood completely still. Let us know in the comments, folks, who is the best Feyenoord player you've ever seen. Let us know on the live chat page. We'll give them a read out. I think Man City are playing Atletico Madrid today in a friendly. Yeah, they're playing in Seoul, which is South Korea. Yeah, they've been out there in Korea for the last week or two, I think. I'd love to know what people think of the big clubs going abroad. You know, I mean, going abroad's one thing, but to go all the way to either America or Australia, well, even Chelsea have just come back, I think, from Australia. You know, to do that before a new season, dear God. But again, the players might like it. You know, they might think they might enjoy the trip. Might be refreshing for them. Again, I'd love to actually hear from a player talk about it. But again, when they're contracted to these clubs who make these arrangements, it doesn't look good if they mock them. Because I think we also have to remember, commercially, it's always about the sponsors as well and the fan bases, so they've always got to think about that as well. Corner kick for Feyenoord to come here. It's going to be on the far side, and yeah, Sparta Rotterdam crowd a bit quiet at the moment. I think even since they've conceded that goal, there's not been much to shout about. Goal coming from Luciano Valente on the 35th minute. The runners up from last season, hoping to start off the season with a win over their city rivals. Corner has been taken, and it's another cross in there, and it's only for it to be deflected out. Now in the middle of the park, still Feyenoord in possession. I had a feeling this name might come up. We'll read the message in a moment. Feyenoord in their sky blue shirt, having to settle with the away colours for this fixture since they're away from home in this one. But hey, Small commute for them on the way back after this. Well, actually, here we go. Yeah, Sparta Rotterdam have only had 7 wins in this fixture. 36 wins for Feyenoord. Oh, I missed out how many draws there were there. Not many draws either, I don't think. Oh, and another long-range effort going high and wide. We've seen a lot of them in this game. Van Hout trying to add to the score sheet there. But Zakil has been probably the player of the first half so far. 4 shots on target for Feyenoord. Not seen any from the hosts yet. Andrew Pollard, goal kicks taken. Just waiting to find out how much added time there'll be as we reach the last minute of this first half. Andrew Pollard says, as much as it pains me, Dirk Kuyt is right up there with the best Feyenoord players I've seen, complete with scoring a hat-trick to win the league. Was that the 2017 season? And then he also says that Graziano Pelle was also a beast for a couple of seasons. There's been 2 minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes of added time given. Must admit, Ueda's not been terrific up front yet today. Went to the World Cup with Japan, let's not forget. A disappointing tournament, I would say, for Japan. They were tipped to do well, maybe even the dark horses, but despite going 1-0 up against Brazil, they would lose at the end. Oh, and a header just going out of the crossbar, off the crossbar there. That's Diarra with the header. And you can tell it's a hot day in Rotterdam. His front of his whole shirt, it's a bit darker at the front than the rest of his shirt. That's when you know someone's a bit sweaty. But it's fair to say that Feyenoord have worked very hard in this first half so far. It's been a great first half, though, guys. It's been both teams going for it. Feyenoord dominating in the last few minutes, ever since they scored that 35th minute goal. Referee, well, he whistled to pause the game. He's having to whistle again. He's having to run up to Diarra there and say, you listen to me, or I'm going to give you a yellow card. Free kick for Rotterdam just inside their own half, and they'll leave it for the goalkeeper to take it. I'll read out more of your messages in just a bit when we reach half time. Let's see if the hosts here can come up with an equaliser before they head to the changing rooms. Instead, a long diagonal ball from the goalkeeper's gone out to the left-hand side. Oh, and it's could be a chance here for a cross on that left wing. Is it going to go out for a corner? Referee says it did. That was a tight one, but referee is convinced he was nearby to witness it. So one last chance before half-time for Rotterdam. So corner to come for Feyenoord, sorry, for Sparta Rotterdam. All in that 6-yard box. Oh, a flick across, and oh, and it ends up going out wide, and Feyenoord will intercept. Referee will. Has he blown the whistle? I think he has. Yep, he has. Wasn't the best vocals there on his whistle, but it is Valente who separates the scoring and puts Feyenoord a goal up after scoring on the 35th minute. So Sparta Rotterdam 0, Feyenoord 1 on the opening weekend of the Eredivisie. And of course this is the Rotterdam Derby to kick off the season. But as the teams go in for halftime team talk, let's check out the stats, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Actually, Man City and Atletico Madrid has just kicked off, apparently. I'll try and update you throughout the game what's happening there. Where's it gone? Ah, here we go. Let's check out the stats then. So there's the stats there. Oh, hang on. Just to remind people that's half time. There we go. So 14 shots by Feyenoord. Wow. Makes sense with the way they've been playing. 4 on target. Sparta Rotterdam have only had 3 shots in total. None of them have even reached the target. And Feyenoord with a lot more possession at 65%. And a lot more passes as well with 287, while Rotterdam have got 147. We've had 1 yellow card for Rotterdam so far. And Rotterdam have actually been caught 3 times offside, while Feyenoord have had more corners with 6. So, I must admit, it's one of those games where statistically you'd say Rotterdam have been way off it compared to Feyenoord. But I think Rotterdam, while they're goal down, they'll believe that they can get one back. They did hit the crossbar early on in the first half, so they've had moments. But that's what it looks like so far. I mean, again, the table doesn't really make much sense right now, but Excelsior at the moment still going to go top after they got that 4-0 win over Camber earlier in the weekend. That was on Friday. That was the opening game of the season. I'll quickly read out your messages. Oh, I forgot to change the... There we go. Let's just read out your messages. Andrew Pollard. We did ask you if you want to get involved. We asked who your favourite Feyenoord player ever was. Pollard nominated Dirk Kuyt. And the reason why he says, as much as it pains him, he is, well, he's a Wrexham fan, but he doesn't like Liverpool. Sadly, Dirk Kuyt was terrific for Liverpool. I remember he scored a hat-trick against Man United. Yeah, that was the season which we won that league. That was in 2011, I think. But frustratingly, we were trying to have an unbeaten league season, and we reached up to February, I think it was. And out of all the teams that would stop the unbeaten run, it wasn't Liverpool, it was Wolves, who would... Did they go down that season? No, I don't think they did. But they nearly did. At the time, they were towards the bottom, and we lost 2-1 at their place, I think, on a Saturday night game. And it was one of those games where I didn't think, I didn't think we'd lose that one. We should comfortably win, but no. And then I think it was a week or two later, Liverpool would beat us, and that'd be our second defeat of the league season, I think. And Dirk Kuyt getting a hat-trick at Anfield. Graziano Pella. Let's have a look. Oh, Pele played for Southampton. I was wondering who it was. Because I was thinking Pella, but I was thinking, was he an older generation player? I'm trying to load the link. It's taking forever. Oh, there we go. He's 41 now. Let's have a look at his Wikipedia. Oh, he did get 20 caps for Italy at the end. I do remember him being part of the Euro 2016 squad. Played in the Olympic team as well back in 2008. He only had the one season at Feyenoord, even as Andrew Pollard mentioned. He actually was on loan at Feyenoord. So I just seen the presenter's notes have just fallen off her table. That's really funny. It's a bit of a windy day, it looks like, in Rotterdam. Ended his career at Parma in his second spell. Played in Holland for 4 years with AZ Alkmaar as well. Wasn't a bad player, really. 2 seasons with Southampton. That was a good Southampton team. That was when Sadio Mane was there as well, if I can remember. And I think Dusan Tadic was in that team at that point. Dusan Tadic, one of my all-time favourite Ajax players. Of course, he doesn't play there anymore. But Pele, yep. And he also mentions that there's also a great book on Cruyff's 1 year at Feyenoord after Ajax thought he was past it. That's I'll have to might have to ask for a copy of that. There he is. Probably is it fair to say it was Holland's best team? Scored 11 goals in 33 appearances apparently for Feyenoord. That was his last club as well. Look at the goals he scored for Ajax on his first spell though. 193 goals in 245 appearances. Then 5 years with Barca. And of course that was in a period where you'd have the New York Cosmos, for example, who were a big club in America that would have Pele in it. I think George Best, he went to America, didn't he? I can't remember who he played for though, but look at the teams you had back then in America. Washington Diplomats and Los Angeles Aztecs, which they're not called them anymore, but of course they might have been franchises. Let's have a look. The Aztecs. Aaron John was a part owner of the club for 2 years in the 70s. As you do. Of course, he has money in Watford now. That's his home club. Obviously, the Aztecs did have George Best. George Best. There he is. What a beautiful man. Died very young, really, but sadly he did have a lot of alcoholic problems. He did drink a lot. And I think sadly it killed him. I didn't even know he played for Stockport County. 3 appearances, apparently. He got 2 goals, though, so nearly 100%. Played for Bournemouth as well. I didn't know that. Quite the CV. Of course, Hibs as well. Hibs fans love talking about the fact that he had 1 season there. San Jose Earthquakes, that's who I was thinking of. I love how the Aztecs badge looks a bit pixelated as well. It's that old, that badge, you know. Hasn't been updated or anything. Pollard says he actually owns a Cruyff Ale Aztecs shirt. Shall we have a look what their shirts look like? You'll have to send me a photo, Pollard. Oh, that one. Was it that one? I mean, it makes sense, doesn't he, join the Aztecs? Because it looks like a Holland shirt. Looks like you could buy a retro one for £71 off Toffs. Actually, while we were speaking about shirts, I was going to check out the Feyenoord shirts for this season. We do love looking at football shirts during the halftime break, especially the teams that are playing. 40headlines.com is a good website that normally has most of the documentation of the shirts. But this is the away one that they're playing in today. I do quite like it. I don't mind it. It is a Castor shirt, which, take them or leave them. Do you remember for a few years ago it was Castor that were doing the what do you call it? The Newcastle United shirts. Very hit and miss. It just didn't look right. Like now that they're back with Adidas after all those years, Newcastle and Adidas shirts just look the part. It just works. No offense, Castor. But hey, if you ever want to sponsor the stream, you know, not saying no. What? I did not know this. Andrew Pollard saying George Best also made 1 appearance for Wrexham in a testimonial. I can't believe him. What's wrong with him? What is wrong with him? What a guy, George Best. Actually, Pollard says he owns the white Aztec shirt. Interesting. Oh, that's the back of the shirt. Where's the home one? Apparently, Romero linked to Arsenal. Oh dear. Oh, is that the third shirt? Oh, adverts. Oh, that's quite nice. Oh, I like that. Oh, link's being dead all of a sudden. Let me just I take it this is their home shirt for this season. Oh wow. So that's their home shirt for this season. You can't go wrong with red and white like that. Basic, you could say, but obviously if you're a... Oh. Is there a back shirt? Yes, there it is. But Sparta Rotterdam's home shirt for this game is quite nice, actually. Oh, picture of them all there. Look at that head of hair, though, with the guy in the middle. Love it. I do love the Sparta Rotterdam badge, though. I don't know about you lot. It is a cool badge. So there's the home shirt. I like it. I do like it. There's the long sleeve version. I do love a long sleeve, ladies and gentlemen. I do love a long sleeve. That seems to be the away shirt. Yeah, again, I quite like that. Nice dark pattern going on in the background there. And then the third shirt is here. There it is. The third shirt is pretty nice as well. And it looks like, if you look very closely, the pattern, there's a pattern going on there. Which looks like I think it's fans and their banners for Sparta Rotterdam, which is a nice touch. Yeah, I like that. Nice cream colour there with a bit of red on the neckline and also on the sleeve ends as well. That's a nice shirt. That's their third kit. So the away one is the dark one, as we just saw. Anyway, before the second half begins, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just quickly top up my drink and have a quick drinks break, but quick hydration break, as we saw in that first half. Good God, it takes us back to that World Cup that only just finished as well. Anyway, don't go anywhere, folks. I'll be back in a couple of minutes before the start of the second half. Welcome back. I've just realised the second half's just started, so I was a little delayed there. Sorry about that. Oh, hang on, let me just get rid of the clock's a bit behind. Let me sort that. Actually, we haven't even reached a minute in yet, but it looks as though Feyenoord have already had an opportunity at goal and they've got themselves a corner. Can they get it 2-0 up here so quickly? Here it comes. Not the best of corners. Dealt with on the near post. I'll have to find that white one, Andrew Pollard, as you mentioned with the Aztecs. I tell you what, I'm going to ask you this big question. This is a question directly to Andrew Pollard, because Andrew Pollard has watched a lot more football than I have, and he's graced a lot more players than I have. I mean, he is older than me, so just saying, he's an old man. I call him Andrew Pirlo because he looks like Andrew Pirlo, the Italian footballer, who is a beautiful man, and he is as well. So he's the Welsh Pirlo. And my question is to you, Andrew Pollard. I've probably asked you this before, and I apologise if I've forgotten. Who is your favourite footballer of all time? Just favourite footballer, like no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's down to performance or just what he means to you as a player. I'd like to wonder if Paul Mullen's up there. He's a Wrexham fan. You know, Paul Mullen, what he did for the club in that 2-3 years to help them get to where they are. You know, what a player he was. Oh, and here he comes now. Diarra. Diarra had a good first half. He had a chaotic one. Short pass across. And Valente just with his shot blocked at the end on the edge of the 6-yard box. Probably should have done better there. They could have been 2-0 up. Oh, and they come again. Feyenoord going for a second goal, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. Valente again has had another shot blocked. Remember, he's the one who separated the two teams in that first half with that 35th minute goal. Another long-range cross this is time inside the 18-yard box, and a tackle made. Oh, brilliant tackle by Martins Indy. I mean, a slighted chance, but also keeps the ball as well. But just as his team are trying to get out of their box, they just can't at the moment. Feyenoord have intercepted it again, and Rotterdam are struggling at the moment to get out of their own half. And Andrew Pollard, how could I have not known this? He's gone with Diego Forlan. Who'd have thought? He's gone with Diego Forlan. What a guy. Oh, and a shot blocked by the goalkeeper again. Corner this time for Feyenoord. Now, I'll say this now. They may be the team on top right now, but if they don't take these chances, all it will take is a moment for Rotterdam on the other side of that pitch, and all that effort could go away. But again, right now, Feyenoord, if you're going to put your bet on who's going to score next, I'd put it on the visitors. I mean, you'd think Andrew Pollard would go with Diego Maradona, but instead it's Diego Forlan, the king of the Jabulani, and the king of how to take your shirt off and somehow not be able to get it back on and carry on playing without your shirt on. Absolute brilliant. No, I know what I'm only joking. I don't want to ruin his reputation. Pollard going for Diego Maradona just to confirm. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I didn't watch Maradona because, I mean, he played at the USA '94 World Cup, stoned, high on drugs, I think, from what I can remember reading the book. And it's the fact that that was even before I was born. So, as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, I didn't watch him when he was a player, but you do watch the clips, and I tell you what, to me, Diego Maradona is like him and the ball, it's like a relationship like no other. He just he just was brilliant. Like that famous footage of him warming up in his Napoli shirt, wearing his jacket, and he's just doing keep you up, he's having a dance with it and stuff. That to me was someone who just knew the ball better than anyone else. And when you see the way he scores that goal against England, I think England fans will always hate him for that. I thought it was sneaky and clever. You'd do the same if you had to, just saying. But the run he does on the halfway line, sorry, from the halfway line, and then scores that solo goal is one of the best goals in history. Some would call it the best goal in football. There's a question for you lot on the live chat page. What is the best goal of all time? That one's up there for me. I'd say that one's up there with Zidane's volley in the Champions League final, or even Gareth Bale's bicycle kick against Liverpool. But I am going to say that because that was against Liverpool, and I'm a Man United fan, and I loved that goal because it's Gareth Bale, and I've loved Bale. That one player who I really wished wore a United shirt. But no, Diego Maradona was just, to me, from what I've seen in the footage of him when he was a player, he was just the guy who just somehow was the best player with the ball. Just, I don't know why, he just was, I mean, just would you say naturally talented? I'd probably say so. There is one documentary, though, that I came across. And this is actually quite relevant to that goal he scored for Argentina against England. It was at the Estadio Azteca, which in my eyes is probably my favourite stadium outside of Old Trafford, that is. But there's a documentary that I came across on Disney Plus recently, and I need to watch it, and it's Diego Maradona revisiting the Azteca. Now, apparently that was in 2000 that he visited, and I think it was the first time he went to the stadium, not only after that goal, but that's when they won the World. That's where they won the World Cup as well, in 1986 with Argentina. And I've seen the quick footage of him like visiting the stadium, and he's obviously thinking of the memories he had there. Maradona, of course, at this point retired as a footballer and already been in management at that point as well. He was a manager in the mid-90s. And then, of course, after so long not being a manager, he then became the manager of the Argentina national team for the 2010 World Cup, which I think people forget that happened. I remember it very well. He had a beard and everything. Wore a suit for every game. He was managing Lionel Messi, who, of course, at that point, people were wondering if he'll win a World Cup, because he was probably seen as the best player in the world. But Argentina, you know, coming up with two players that are arguably the two best players we've ever seen in football, of Maradona and Messi. Oh, and it hit the side net in there, Rotterdam. Tight angle, but he thought he'd go for it. There was no support for him or no options in the box, so he thought he'd go for it. Started out with a Martins Indy diagonal ball out across, and I think that was to Casper Toho. Yeah, it was a tight angle. Actually, the ball went out of play before it even hit the net. But yeah, Diego Maradona, what a guy. And it wasn't until he passed away, to be honest, that I really did realise what a life he had. Like, the guy did all sorts. The guy did everything. I mean, what a life. I always think of lifestyles or just life and go, now that's a guy who lived his life. Diego Maradona. Just what a guy. It's such a shame, really. He died quite young. And obviously not long after that, was it Pele who died after Maradona? And that footage of Pele and Maradona, I think, was it Maradona said he always wanted to play headers with Pele, and they do it in a studio on TV or something like that. And those are two players who just, they were football, you know. And my dad would always go on about how good Pele was when he watched him. And my dad would always go on about how good that Brazil team was in 1970. Pollard says that Van Persie's header against Spain was a beauty. I always called that one the Flying Dutchman. It's such a good goal. For any of you kids out there, if you haven't seen it, my God, Go see it. It's a brilliant goal. And people forget who got the assist, Pollard. I know. I'm sure you do as well. You love him. He still plays football. Oh, there's a header as we talk about it. And it just goes wide. Oh, again, Rotterdam all of a sudden on the front here. And I think that was a cross. It wasn't me too. I think there might have been a substitution while I was talking and I've completely missed it. Ha! Sounds about right. No substitutions. Might have been me too, actually. No, it wasn't me too. Oh, there's going to be a substitution for the hosts as we reach 56 minutes. And it looks as though Robin van Creesen is coming on. Toho has gone off. Let's make that change. Of course, he did have a yellow card, so I wonder if there's reasons why he's done that. Oh, it's going to be a yellow card, another one. This time it's for Feyenoord. Yes, well done, Andrew Pollard. You were right. Daley Blind with the assist. What a ball. I think the header's great, but the ball was terrific. I remember because Van Persie ran up to Van Hal and gave him a high five after that goal. But I remember that game because they beat Spain 5-1. Bearing in mind, Spain were the world champions, and them two were in that final in 2010, and they both opened their World Cups against each other. Who'd have thought it in that group stage? 5-1 to the Dutch, and Van Hal had just been announced as the Man United manager. When that match happened, I was like, me and my brother were thinking, well, that's tasty. If he could do that for United, we're going to have a great time. Yeah, that never happened. I think I remember his first Old Trafford game was 4-0 against QPR. Di Maria just joined us as well. That was a good game, but that was probably the best we ever were, really. And that peak against Leicester, even though we lost, was it 5-3 or 5-2? 3-1 up against Leicester, I think it was. And Angel Di Maria scored that chip. Oh, chip, lobbed it over Kasper Schmeichel as well. What a goal that was. Anyway, back with this game. I get so distracted. There was a yellow card there, and that was for Charles Van Hout. That's Feyenoord's first one of the game. We could actually check out the Ajax lineups as they're playing their game in just under an hour. Actually, lineups don't seem to be up yet. But they're, of course, playing away at PEC Zwali. Bambi, hello, Stuart. Hope you're well, mate. Calling me a leg end. Oh, what a guy. No, you're the leg end. Feyenoord. If you have just joined us, Stu, it's 1-0 to Feyenoord. Valente scoring for the captain, leading his team in the first half. First half dominated by the visiting team, but it seems as though all of a sudden Sparta Rotterdam have had some changes, with Rogier Meyer probably making some calls there to get them going and actually be playing a lot better. This is a home game, let's not forget. Playing at the Sparta Stadium, as we've just reached the hour mark. And if you didn't know, folks, this is the opening weekend of the Eredivisie season. As he does. I mean, he makes this like it's normal. Stuart saying that he's just gone and done a morning marathon. How's the game going? It's been a good game. There's been both teams going at it, I would say. Actually, you'd have enjoyed the conversation earlier. Stuart, who's your favourite ever Feyenoord player? I think I know who the answer will be. And he has already been mentioned in the live chat page. I mean, for me, it's always going to be Mr. Robin van Persie. I don't think there was ever a striker like Van Persie. I don't think we've ever seen anyone like Van Persie. It was just the way he'd shoot and the way, oh, he's just so good. It's going to be double substitution. It looks as though Milan Zonneveld is coming on for us on, so they're changing their centre forward. So Zonneveld's come on. Jens Toornstra has come off for Alwandi Wild Soy? What Roald Soy, that is. So it always takes me a moment to change these subs. Ooh. But yeah, Sparta Rotterdam, Wild Soy, I must admit, I don't know anything about him. But let's check, let me have a look. He's a Norwegian midfielder. It looks like he's playing centre forward. He joined this year, he's only played 4 appearances. This is his 5th game, it would seem, if the wiki stats are correct. Oh, and a long-range effort from the edge of the box, saved by Bednarek. And Diarra with the shot, but all of a sudden he's injured himself. He's down on the ground and he's just made that substitution signal, I think. So straight away he's, well, I say that, the referee's just pulled him back up. He's on his feet, but Diarra making a call back to Van Bronckhorst's dugout there. Well, he's back on his feet, but maybe he'll come off in a bit, I'm not sure. That was a, well, that corner just completely missed the pack of players. And that goes out for a goal kick. Yes, Roadsoy was actually part of the Atalanta under-23 team at one point and had 2 seasons with Mould. And then he joined Sparta Rotterdam earlier this year. Signed a 4.5 year contract with Rotterdam back in January. So it was a January transfer. And big noises now for Rotterdam. And that was a cross by Mitu. And that got blocked and it's out for a corner. Martins Indy now the captain. He's wearing the captain's armband for the rest of this game, it would seem. As Stuart says, his favourite ever player for Feyenoord was Pierre van Hooijdonk. 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 I hope I pronounced that correctly. I must admit, I don't know much about him. He was born on the same day as me. Corner kick coming in for Rotterdam. Oh, is that going to be a corner? Yes, it will be another one. Diarra heading the ball out. You can hear the chants now at Sparta Stadium. Oh dear, the beer mat was on my cup. This is everyone's favourite beer mat though, isn't it? Whee! They got a draw against PSG yesterday, Man United, in pre-season. I've not watched the highlights of that yet. Apparently Andre Santos played really well. And so did Tillemans, which is good to see, our 2 new signings. Tillemans is a terrific signing for United. You can't go wrong. Proven league player. And he also, I thought, had a good World Cup for Belgium, actually. I think he might have been their best player. Here comes a cross now. It's deflected. Oh, goalkeeper. He dropped it with both hands, but luckily for him, he caught it just before. I think it was the Norwegian striker that nearly got to the end of that. But Feyenoord, as I said before, if they don't take their chances to create that gap on the score sheet, they could get haunted here. They would hate to have their first half work all forgotten. Let's have a look at him. 56 now, Mr. Pierre. And I think, if I'm correct, did he win the European Cup? No, I'm looking at the wrong bit. Where are you? Honours. Yes, he won the UEFA Cup in 02. He also won the Turkish League for Fenerbahce 2 seasons in a row. We've got double substitutions happening. So it looks as though Zenegal is about to come on. And I think, if I've got this written down correctly, Nacho Ferry is going to come on. Ueda might be coming off here. Pollard saying that Pierre was prolific, then went on strike at Celtic. Sorry, at Forest even. Stuart says, knew there was a reason I liked him. Yeah, he has the same birthday as me. What a legend. He was the Scottish Premier Division top scorer in '96. UEFA Cup top scorer in 02. Same for the Eredivisie that season. Imagine winning the UEFA Cup though and you don't win the league. Funny that, isn't it? It's quite nice. He ended his career at Feyenoord as well. 46 caps for the Dutch in a 10-year spell between 94 and 04. I'll have to check out his goals. Might have to do that after this. This is what's great about these watch-alongs, ladies and gentlemen. It's very educational. Hopefully for you as it is for me. We've just had a hydration break, if that's what we're calling it. But if people are wondering, why are they doing this in the Eredivisie? It is a hot day. We have checked the temperatures early in the stream in Rotterdam, and it is literally nearly 30 degrees. There's going to be a double substitution coming up here for Feyenoord, as we mentioned before. That's been delayed because of the drinks break. Still 20 minutes to go, and only 1 goal separating them. Stuart saying, I just remember that crazy free kick. I'll have to check it out. So, game is back underway, but those changes didn't happen. Unless Van Bronckhorst is changing his mind, but we'll find out what those changes are in a minute, hopefully. So Sparta Rotterdam in possession here. They've played it out wide. Oh, hang on, it's in the box now. And a strike, oh, just over the crossbar. I don't think they've had a shot on target. Marvin Young this time with the strike. Oh, he tried to slice it under the ball there. Right, it's actually a triple substitution. Oh, blimey, this is going to get busy. Ueda's coming off, Diarra and Krayevalde coming off. Ferry, Zenagel and Vessels are coming on. So I'll make those changes in a moment. But that's 3 substitutions for Feyenoord. If you have just joined us, they are leading by a goal to nil. Luciano Valente scoring on the 35th minute. That's the only goal we've had. They did have a goal disallowed for offside at the start of the game as well. The closest Sparta Rotterdam have come is hitting the crossbar, which was in the first half, but they've certainly been playing a lot better since half-time. So Nacho Ferry replacing Ueda as a striker, it looks like. Diarra's gone off, which that's actually for Zenagel, who's a striker as well. So Van Bronckhorst is actually thinking about trying to go for a second goal instead. Goal kick it'll be for Feyenoord. You could hear some protests there from the home supporters thinking they could probably get a corner, but that has not happened. So Zenagel replacing Diarra. But they have put on Vessels, who's a defender, and Krayevalde, who was playing in midfield, has gone off. Pollard said he was great at free kicks. He was also part of the reason Van Persie left Feyenoord. Bit of a dick by all accounts. Oh dear. Oh, so is he part of the club still? Is he part of the board? That's a shame. I was going to say, Van Persie finished second, which Feyenoord, of course, history will tell you they do not win the league very often. And finished second ahead of Ajax, at least. They don't have many seasons where that happens. So, but I guess Van Bronckhorst being available after he, of course, was manager with there before. Be interested to see how they get on this season. They're 1-0 up here. And some positive substitutions there, I'd say, from Van Bronckhorst to try and put this game to bed instead of defending that 1-0 lead with still 16 minutes to go. Maybe that's what Thomas Tuchel could do. Take a page out of Van Bronckhorst's book and not try and defend a 1-0 lead for 35 minutes. We all know what I'm talking about. Such a shame. Still think we could have won that semi. Oh well. Yet again, England come close, but not close enough. Oh, free kick. And I think that was that looked to be a foul by Roadsoy, who's just come on, of course. Pulling the shirt of Zakil. I've been a big fan of Zakil in this game. He's been producing a lot of chances. He also got the assist for Valente's only goal of the game so far. turned 22 in June. He is from Rotterdam, so he is a local boy. Been with Feyenoord since 2023, and, well, the senior team, that is, been part of the youth team since 2018. But he was part of the Sparta Rotterdam youth setup in 2012 for 6 years. So he's had his foot in both camps. We've got double substitution coming up for Sparta Rotterdam. One includes Van Bergen. Santos and Mitu are coming off. Idaho is also coming on. So they're bringing on a striker of Idaho. Van Bergen also. So they're going for it, aren't they, Rotterdam? And so they should. Still quarter of an hour to play, and they are at home here and only a goal down. So Yanni Santos has gone off. Cape Verde player, by the way, who had a great World Cup. And Idaho, be interested to see what Idaho can do with the remaining of this game. It's Feyenoord with the goal kick, and they've booted it towards the midfield. Feyenoord still in possession, out wide to the left-hand side. They'll be trying to go for that second goal. Second goal here should surely get them the 3 points to start off the season well, and it's again, the shooting today has been dreadful. It's gone way over the crossbar again by, I was going to say Diarra, no, Zenagel. I'll tell you what, Zenagel and Diarra look very similar, actually, from a facial perspective. Joel Idaho was part of Arsenal's youth career for 3 years, as well as Ajax before that, so clearly a promising player. 23 years old now. Been with Sparta Rotterdam for 1 season so far. Andrew Pollard saying, I thought Tuchel managed the Argentina game perfectly. He would say that, wouldn't he? He would say that. You know what was really annoying? I think I told Pollard this. I was in a pub watching it in Southport, and Martin's Indy told he's been committed a foul there. There wasn't much in that, but Martin's Indy, he always likes to get himself involved. The ex-Stoke player, and FC Porto, I think, as well. But yeah, no, I remember saying when they brought, I think they brought Lautaro Martinez on in the second half, and I said to this chap next to me, I said, he's a great player for Inter, but he doesn't really do it in an Argentina shirt. He goes and scores the winning goal, and it was a terrific header, in all fairness. You couldn't, I mean, John Stones was up in the air with him. It was just a terrific cross and a terrific header. And I do love Lautaro Martinez, but for Argentina, I've always found him a bit mostly missed and hit. They actually announced, didn't they, this week in Argentina that July 15th, which was the day they beat England last month in the World Cup, that's now going to be a holiday in Argentina. Yeah, they don't like us. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know why. Oh, kind of hate that there's bad blood between two nations over Salford, but it's politics in the world for you, sadly. But, you know, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, we're not bad friends with Germany anymore these days. Back with the game. And away. Don't know where I went with that. 10 minutes still remaining. If you haven't yet, actually, folks, and you're enjoying this watch along, Pollard saying July 15th also a public holiday in Wales too. Is it? Or are you just taking the mick? Andrew Pollard's going to be booking July 15th off for the rest of his life. Or there's an ankle injury here, possibly. And I think that's for Zen Eagle, who's only just come on. No, it's St. Just, sorry. I think there's a substitution again. Well, St. Just is limping it off and he's staying on the pitch, but it's not looking convincing. Might make that injury worse if he stays on. Van Bronckhorst has just made another substitution, and it is Robin Van Persie's son. Shekel Van Persie is coming on, who's a forward himself, repeating what his dad was. Oh, here they come now, Feyenoord. Could they put this game to bed? Oh, that's a nice flick through. It just didn't pick out. Oh, they were looking for him. They were looking out for Sakil there. Back on the left wing for Feyenoord. Oh, it's into the box now. Valente. Now back out wide on the left-hand side. Looking for that cross. It takes a deflection. It goes back to him. Oh, he's lost it there. And it's intercepted. I must admit, I had to just check Jerry St. Just's Wikipedia page. I was wondering if it was the St. Just who haunted Wrexham for North Ferriby United back at the 2015 FA Trophy final. Sorry for bringing that up, Mr. Pollard. But I think he was named Colin St. Just, if I can remember rightly. Excuse me. Hay fever kicking in on my throat. But yeah, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We appreciate it with your support. The hope is that for this season we're trying to do a lot more European League football, so the Eredivisie, Danish Superliga. We are hoping to do some Turkish football. In terms of when, I'm not going to say because I don't know yet. But of course, you'll always be updated on the YouTube channel if you subscribe, as you'll always find out what our upcoming videos will be. Still no shots on target for Rotterdam. And I think obviously, and they've only had 38% ball possession, but they've had 6 shots off target so far. So, ball goes out wide. I forgot to change the substitution, hang on a moment. Oh, there's a header there. Oh, and it just goes over the crossbar. And that gets the Rotterdam fans pumped up all of a sudden. And another substitution. I think this is the last one for the visitors. And that looks to be Usiana Toghaleen coming on for Van Oot. Of course, he had a yellow card as well, so makes sense to take him off and not take the risk. There's a late surge here from our hosts. They would love to upset Feyenoord. A draw when you lead and concede late on can sometimes feel like a defeat. Here they are now on the right-hand side. The cross comes in, picks out no one. But now a curled effort. Surely it's a goal, and it's the equaliser. But I think it's going to be offside. He's miles offside, if so. Sometimes you just wonder if maybe, just maybe, they did enough, but he was offside there. And I think that was that Bergen? Yeah, he's offside. His head and his right leg is offside. He actually, when the ball was coming to him, he was trying to take a step back, and then he stepped forward to just finish. I think he sort of knew. One of the coaches going up to the fourth official there saying, I don't know what they're saying from the Sparta Rotterdam bench, but I don't really know how you can argue with that. It was obviously offside. And they do have VAR in the Dutch league, so I'm sure they checked for sure, but it was very obvious from the screenshot. Yeah, Zonneveld with the attempt there. Here we go again, and oh, they're trying to look for Zonneveld. There's calls for a handball. Oh, referee has pointed to the linesman again because it's offside. I'm sure they'll review that as well as the handball, though, just to be sure. Late drama here, ladies and gentlemen. Sparta Rotterdam haven't got that. Oh, he's offside, yeah. His right leg is offside. Zonneveld offside again. Twice he's been caught offside in a matter of moments. So the free kick is taken. Referee, it's pause play here. And the captain, Mr. Valente, is down on the ground for Feyenoord. He's got, looks like he might have injured his left hand there. I wonder if he landed on it badly, maybe. Oh dear. Oh dear. It was one of those where the ball went straight at him, but I think he's being a bit more, I think he's playing a bit of acting more than anything. Of course, with his team leading by a goal to nil with just a few minutes left, they'll do anything to kill the clock. What do you lot think at home about stoppage time? I still think, like, I went to a Euro futsal tournament this year in in two countries, in Lithuania and, oh God, where was the other one? Latvia. And the moment the ball goes off the pitch, the referee blows the whistle to stop the clock. If there's a foul or anything, they stop the clock. If there's a goal scored, they stop the clock. I don't see why they can't do that in football. No one can kill time then. Because if they're faking it, what's the point? The clock will be paused. I think that would get rid of a lot of that. I don't know why they've never... I'll try it. Experiment with it, maybe. Oh, here's a cross in now. Rotterdam. Oh, and it's blocked. Out for a corner. And the substitute, Joel Idaho, with the cross there. I love it that there's even Peaky Blinder banners and flags in the stadium from the home fans. I love it. 7 minutes of added time. Plenty of time to find an equaliser. It's going to be a throw-in for Sparta. Taken by Coopers. And another cross comes deep, and a header across back towards goal. Straight at the goalkeeper's hands. Ernst says thank you very much. Stuart Davis asking who are the favourites to win the Eredivisie this season. It's a good question. PSV are the hosts, sorry, not the hosts, are the favourites again. Of course, they got a draw against Fortuna Sittard last night. A late equaliser for Sittard, let's not forget. Feyenoord asking for a foul there, but the ball's gone all the way to Bednarek. Referee ignores the claims and is happy for the game to carry on. So it's out wide again with Idaho. Idaho with the cross. It was going towards the goalie, but then it got headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Was not going towards any of his teammates. And now Feyenoord going on against the run of play. Oh, the pass was too short. And the last one coming off Zakil. And it's going to be a goal kick. 2 minutes gone so far in this 7 minutes of added time. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is walking up and down his dugout. He's clearly a bit nervous. And this is a big opportunity for Feyenoord because of PSV drawing and Ajax still yet to play. Let's not forget, they would love to get 3 points here and go ahead of PSV after the first weekend. Long season, of course, but every point counts. Feyenoord again on the cross. Oh, and a volleyed effort. Oh, and Rotterdam. Yet again, they just can't get a shot on target. It bounces over the crossbar. Goal kick. Still 4 minutes of added time remaining. PSV are the odds-on favourites though, Stuart. Ajax second. Same with Feyenoord. And there's a shot, and it's deflected. And for Feyenoord, have they got a corner? I think it's a corner. Yeah, well, it definitely was a deflection, whether or not the referee saw it. Making the shot go wide and out for a corner. And yet the visitors have got themselves a corner, and this helps, of course, kill time. It's on the wrong side of the pitch for Sparta Rotterdam. Short corner. It's with Zakil, who does a good pass. Oh, too short at the end in that second pass. Now Rotterdam intercept, and they try and go quickly out of their own half. Here they come now in the centre circle, trying to play it out wide, and the defender, I think that was Marmol who stopped that pass. It was a good tackle. He put his whole body right behind that. If he hadn't made that, it would have been very silly, and they would have looked vulnerable on that left-hand side. Here's Idaho again. That's a good cross. Oh, and the header's just out over the crossbar. And that was towards Ferry this time, who tried to go for the header. Despite bringing on a couple of more forwards, Sparta Rotterdam, as I say, they've had opportunities, but they can't even get a shot on target. I'm just checking the stats to clarify, they still not had a shot on target. It's out wide again, Idaho, they keep trying to play the attack on that left-hand side. Idaho against Zakil now. With Zakil pressuring him, he decides to play a pass back. Now it's crossed into the box, only for it to be headed down, and it's picked up by a blue shirt for Feyenoord. He boots it out towards the middle. It's towards the halfway line. A minute and a half remaining of added time. Rotterdam probably only have one more effort left. It's back with their goalkeeper of Bednarek. Tries to play it out long out onto the edge of the 18-yard box, only for it to be headed away. And now it'd be a throw-in taken again here for Ben Kuppers. And it's gone long. Diagonal ball. Still, yet again, just not finding anyone. And Feyenoord will thank them for that. It's with Zakil now. Tries to play it down straight, and he couldn't pick out. I think he was trying to go for Ferry. Less than a minute to go, 40 seconds left on the clock. Another cross from the right-hand side. Yet again, it's just not enough. Short throw and taken. No one leaving their seats yet at Sparta Stadium. Long ball comes in. Flicked up forward. Oh, and it's just cleared away again. 10 seconds left of added time. Rotterdam will boot it back in the box and a header. Oh, and it's in! Literally the last kick of the game. Sonneveld has got the equaliser. And there's protest from the Feyenoord players. They think it was offside. I think he might have just stayed on. No, they've disallowed it. Oh, Sonneveld again. Caught offside. That's 2 disallowed goals for him. Oh, he's way off. Well, it's not him. It's 2 other players, including Martins Indy. I think Martins Indy was injured and he was dragging his right leg back. Well, Van Bronckhorst in a replay was suggesting that he got pushed. Oh, what a noise, what an atmosphere, but sadly it's going to be ruled offside. Yellow card as well. That might be it as well, ladies and gentlemen. That would have been some way to end the game if that had been allowed. I think they're actually saying it wasn't offside. I think they're saying that, yeah, they're saying that Sonneveld actually committed a foul, and you can hear the boos now around the stadium. It could have ended in a draw, but Feyenoord hold on to get their first win of the season in the opening game. And what a way for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst to start off his second spell as the Feyenoord manager, to get 3 points against their city rivals of Sparta Rotterdam here at the Sparta Stadium. It has ended Sparta Rotterdam 0, Feyenoord 1. What a way to end the game, though. That was crazy drama at the end. But it is sadly going to be a defeat for Roger Meijer's team. Van Bronckhorst getting the win there. That was a scary moment for the Feyenoord fans and players and coaches. They've probably thought they blundered a 3 points here. But Feyenoord will be delighted that with PSV not getting a win in the opening game yesterday, they have got the 3 points and will be joint top with the others who also won this weekend. Oh, there we go. So it was just Valente's goal in the first half that opened the scoring and proved to be the only goal of the game. But in that second half, when Sonneveld came on after 60-odd minutes, 61 minutes to be precise, he gets 2 goals disallowed. Both, well, first one was offside. Second one looked like he might have been offside, but some are suggesting that maybe it was a foul, that he pushed his opponent when going for the header at the end. Again, I don't think there was much physical contact there between the 2 players, but I also thought maybe, just maybe, he might have been offside. There was at least another couple of Sparta Rotterdam players that were offside as well, so it's, as ended, sadly, not the way that Sparta Rotterdam would have liked it to have at least saved a point at the end there. Let's read some of your messages before we wrap up. Do reach out on the live chat page. We got Scars 999 reaching out. Hello, Scars, saying, what a game. It was a cracking game. I just wish that equaliser would counted because that was some drama at the end. As you could probably overhear the crowd noise on our stream, it was an incredible drama, and the noise that we want to hear from host stadium. Andrew Pollard saying, in one word, drama. Stuart saying, oh, wow. And also Stuart responding to when I was suggesting that, you know, a football clock should be the same as futsal. He says, I never been a fan of the clock system as think it messes with the fans for like trains. As you see in rugby, it can be stopped for ages, and refs are like, we can pause this forever, but refs need to be stricter. Stuart also says that I always thought if a player goes down twice, then he should have a proper medical assessment at the side of the pitch or subbed for his own safety. Yeah, when you say down twice, I think you're right, because, you know, regardless, it's, you know, it's like there must be something wrong with you, mate, because you've come down twice now. I do like the rule of if you know, when you've been injured and you have to go off the pitch before you come back on, you have to wait 60 seconds. I was covering a New Saints match in the Welsh Premier League back on Friday night, and one of the TNS players had to wait, was wondering why he couldn't come back on. He clearly hasn't been informed of the new rules, and the fans also didn't understand it. I was saying to the other guys in the press box, and they agreed with me, because you have to read about these things. We were like, I don't think the fans realise he has to stay there for 60 seconds, then he can come back on, which I think makes perfect sense, because if you're going to fake it, you can't just come back straight on anymore. So I do like it. Anyway, do reach out to us on the live chat page. Let us know your thoughts on the game. We did have a poll. I can't seem to find it anymore. I didn't end it, but maybe we'll just end it there with the poll. I think it accidentally ended and I was supposed to keep it on, so apologies about that. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap up there. I'll just quickly check the stats at the end. Let's have a look. Ooh. Let's have a look. So as you can see, Sparta Rotterdam, despite that late urge to try and at least save a point, they still never got a shot on target. 8 shots, while Feyenoord got 6 on target, 19 shots in total, and the possession, Feyenoord leading that still at 62%. The passes, a lot more from Rotterdam in that second half, but still outnumbered by Feyenoord's 489. And yellow cards, there were 2 for Rotterdam, 1 for Feyenoord. No red cards. Even in a derby, there was no red cards in this one. And in terms of offsides, 2 of them were disallowed against Rotterdam out of the 5 that were offside. It looks like they're going to have to work on their positioning when taking on a cross in the box, that is for sure, ahead of their next game. And corners 10-5 for Feyenoord. And we'll just quickly check who their next games are, starting off with Sparta Rotterdam. Their next match is a Friday night game away from home this Friday at 7 o'clock UK time, that is. So that'll be, 8 p.m. Dutch time. They are away at Telstar, hoping that they can get their first win of the season sealed sooner rather than later. While Feyenoord are at home this Sunday at 1:30 against Go Ahead Eagles. And if we quickly check that table, nothing really much to discuss when it's the opening round, but it is Feyenoord that join Telstar, AZ Alkmaar, Go Ahead Eagles, and Excelsior on 3 points. PSV, of course, having to take a draw against Fortuna Sittard. That's the only draw we've had in the opening weekend of the Eredivisie. While, of course, other teams like Twente and Ajax have still got to play this afternoon. They're taking place in the next 10 minutes, a couple of games. So, of course, for you Eredivisie fans, be sure to check out the rest of the games for this weekend at least. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there. So thank you very much for watching our latest stream here on Let's Talk Sport. Of course, if you haven't yet, do give this stream a like. We really appreciate the support. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel for our future content coming up in the next few days or so. So it is Feyenoord who get the opening win. It was a nervy ending for Giovanni van Bronckhorst and his men, but they've got the 3 points after PSV couldn't yesterday. So already a crazy start to the season here in the Eredivisie. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one. See you soon.